him with all that stuff
I
on?
don't think the blue.
Okay, so send it.
I mean, I know what color. I mean, I'm just like, it looks like red. No, that's the blue.
So we don't do that.
Yeah, I think it.
He may already do it.
Yeah. We need to break it to 7.
Just call him in.
There he is. He's walking on the far side. He's got on the gold cap. We're looking for you.
trustees, the staff, the faculty, and the student body of Cape Fear Community College. Today is the beginning of a new era in the life of Cape Fear Community College. In 1959, Cape Fear Community College had its beginning as the Wilmington Industrial Education Center under the leadership and direction of the late George West. In 1963, the Wilmington Industrial Education Center became Cape Fear Technical Institute. And under the leadership of Mr. M.J. McLeod, Cape Fear Tech, as it came to be known, grew to become one of the premier technical institutes in the state of North Carolina. The Technical Institute became Cape Fear Community College. In 1990, after more than 23 years of service to Cape Fear Community College, Dr. Satterfield chose to retire, that we have made the right choice. From a small number of vocational and technical courses offered originally, Cape Fear Community College now offers a broad range of vocational, technical, general education, and continuing education courses. We have approximately 174. In some way or another, through vocational, technical, general education, or continuing education courses, we touch the lives of more than 20,000 of our citizens each year. Now, at this point, you may say to yourself or to each other, I believe he's bragging. You bet I am. Our student body, and I'm proud of the quality of our graduates. I am confident that a renewed commitment to quality and excellence will emerge under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Conrath.
It is a distinct honor and pleasure for me to be invited to bring greetings to you, not only from the delegation which represents you in Washington, but as a congressman from Fenner County, also bringing greetings for Fenner County and my constituents there. We have just recently completed Operation Desert Storm, and from that operation, I believe we can draw a number of important lessons. One lesson is that if you attract the very best people that you have and give them the best training that you can, and through research, development, and testing can develop the equipment that they need to do the job, and then give them that equipment and the discretion and the authority to use that equipment in the ways in which they've been trained, that you can in fact accomplish your goal. We illustrated in Operation Desert Storm, Congress, to be a part of a ceremony that does elevate to the presidency a person of such proven leadership and vision as Dr. Conrath. And I want to pledge to you, Dr. Conrath, to you, the faculty and the trustees, that you have a friend in Congress who will work with you.
I am pleased to introduce Mrs. Judith Schaffner, Director of the Governor's Eastern Office, who will bring us greetings from the people of North Carolina on behalf of Governor James G. Martin. Mrs. Schaffner.
Governor Scott, Congressman Lancaster, Dr. Conrath, distinguished guests, faculty, students, and friends of Cape Fear Community College. The dignity, the solemnity, the ritual of these proceedings not only honor one man, but more importantly serve as all ceremonies do, the broader purpose of reminding each of us of first principles. Indeed, Section 15 of our Declaration of Rights in the State Constitution of North Carolina declares that the people have a privilege of education, and it is the duty of the state to guard and maintain that right. Even though our income is still less than the national average, the people of North Carolina have responded generously to the mandate of their Constitution, shouldering a per capita tax in support of higher education.
An honor and privilege to speak at such prestigious group of people. On behalf of the students at Cape Fear Community College, I would like to sincerely welcome Dr. Conrath and his family to Cape Fear Community College in the city of Phoenix. I'm the first SGA president to have the privilege of working with Dr. Conrath, and after this first year, I'm convinced that we could not have chosen a finer president. Through my association with Dr. Conrath, I've witnessed a genuine concern for the well-being of the students, and we're all very fortunate to have him on our side. On several occasions,
gesture, along with his genuine concern for the extracurricular activities, proved to me that he's working very hard to make CFCC a place for students in college, and not only receive good quality education, but also form friendships. Having a new president who is constantly striving to achieve great things for our school is not the only benefit Cape Fear receives from the Conrath family. His wife Karen has been instrumental in the success of several public service organizations here at the school. From those of us who have benefited from her services, we thank you all for support. In closing, I would like to say how much we appreciate your continued support of our Conrath.
One of our strongest and most loyal supporters from time
Appreciate that. Delighted to participate in this very special event. Being a native in Hanover County, I've had the great pleasure of watching this education facility grow from its inception in 1959 as the Wilmington Industrial Education Center into a technical school in 1964 and now a community college since 1988. This success has been accomplished through the support of the community and the determined effort by the past presidents, the board of trustees, and staff to excel to the best that you can be.
To welcome each and every one of you to our historic city, and especially to this chanting location along the Cape Fear River. I certainly like senior classes within our high school education system. He spoke about becoming a scholar. For it's quite clear that he himself is a scholar. And with his keen sense of humor, he's trying to pass me off as a scholar this morning. We'd also like to welcome his wife Karen and their children and other family members as well. We are extremely fortunate to have a person of Dr. Conrath Community College with his campus location here along the banks of the river. Those of you who might have a moment this morning have an opportunity to glance at an editorial page of the Wilmington Morning Star. We find this statement in docs. I offer that this campus is and will continue to be an exciting location for education. To the river, the students can visibly see that it continues to be very significant. With the expansion that Cape Fear Community College is considering, it truly is well positioned for achieving its mission with the leadership of Dr. Conrath, the Board of Trustees, the faculty, staff, and the student body.
At this time, I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Neil Woodcock, representing and chairman of the Pender County Board of Commissioners. Chairman Woodcock.
As we expect them to be throughout those various levels of education. And no longer can our students be satisfied just to have a diploma from the public schools. They must seek out in terms of our vocational training.
A sincere pleasure for me to participate today because I am passing on the leadership to a very capable person. But also, Dr. Conrath, I am passing on to you an outstanding tradition of education. And I'm passing on to you, and I know this firsthand, the support from the community that really means what they're telling you today. You've heard a lot about support today, and you can depend on it. You have joined one of the finest community colleges in the nation. Not only that, you have joined one of the finest community college systems in the nation under the leadership of President Scott. And I can also tell you firsthand, you can depend on his support and leadership. Beginning in 1959 as an industrial education center, you can also depend on the leadership of your board. with the outstanding leadership of that board, with the excellent faculty and staff that you have, I know that you are going to be successful. And I want to say to you today that I pledge to you my support, and I wish you success in your future. Thank you.
Honorable Robert W. Scott, former governor of the great state of North Carolina and currently president of the North Carolina Community College System. Governor Scott will administer the oath of office and present the challenge to Dr. Conrath. Governor Scott.
My privilege to administer the oath to you, Richard Conrath, who will hold out in the teacher. I, Richard C. Conrath.
I, Richard C. Conrath.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will well and truly.
That I will well and truly.
Execute and discharge.
Execute and discharge.
All of the duties.
All of the duties.
Of the office of president.
Of the office of president.
Cape Fear Community College.
Cape Fear Community College.
According to the best of my skill.
According to the best of my skill.
Ability and understanding.
Ability and understanding.
Consistent with the Constitution.
Consistent with the Constitution.
And the laws.
And the laws.
Of the state of North Carolina.
Of the state of North Carolina.
So help me God.
So help me God.
By authority of the Board of Trustees of Cape Fear Community College, and under the powers of Chapter 162B of the General Statutes of the State of North Carolina, I hereby declare you, Richard C. Conrath, to be President of Cape Fear Community College, with all the rights, powers, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Thank you.
Cape Fear Community College family. First of all, I bring you one greeting, Dr. Conrath, from your 57 sister institutions in the community college system of North Carolina. And I also bring you greetings from my colleagues in the Department of Community Colleges and College, and they want me to assure you that they stand ready to assist you in any way that they can. This, of course, is a very special day.
The Cape Fear Community College key symbolizes what Cape Fear Community College stands for, and that is the highest quality instruction available in vocational, technical, general education, and continuing education courses. The first cut of the key represents vocational education, the root from which the school grew. The second cut of the key represents the technical education area, which offers associate degrees in a variety of subjects, such as marine technology, business administration, electronic engineering, mechanical drafting, and design technology. The third key of Cape Fear Community College is Dr. Conrath. Dr. Conrath, while this key is symbolic, your responsibilities are very real indeed. Under your guidance, nurturing, and leadership, we hope many doors of opportunity will be opened, offering unlimited opportunities for successful careers for our graduates. May God richly bless you and guide you in this endeavor.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. I accept this key as a symbol of my installation and my resolve to serve Cape Fear Community College and the people of New Hanover and Pender counties with energy, enthusiasm, and dedication.
Governor Scott, Congressman Lancaster, Dr. Conrath, honored members of the clergy, distinguished members of the platform party, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Franklin Williams, and as chairman of the Board of Trustees, I bring you greetings and extend to you a warm welcome on behalf of the trustees, the staff, the faculty, and the student body of Cape Fear Community College. Today is the beginning of a new era in the life of Cape Fear Community College. In 1959, Cape Fear Community College had its beginning as the Wilmington Industrial Education Center under the leadership and direction of the late George West. In 1963, the Wilmington Industrial Education Center became Cape Fear Technical Institute. And under the leadership of Mr. M.J. McLeod, Cape Fear Tech, as it came to be known, grew to become one of the premier technical institutes in the state of North Carolina. In 1985, Dr. E. Thomas Satterfield became the second president of Cape Fear Technical Institute, and during his administration and in 1988, Cape Fear Technical Institute became Cape Fear Community College. In 1990, after more than 23 years of service to Cape Fear Community College, Dr. Satterfield chose to retire from the system. As a result of Dr. Satterfield's retirement, a search committee was formed, and over the next few months, 154 applications were received. From this large number of applicants, most of whom were highly qualified, the Board of Trustees chose the man that we are here to honor, Dr. Richard C. Conrath. It is his responsibility to provide the leadership we need to lead us into the next decade and beyond. We are confident that we have made the right choice. From a small number of vocational and technical courses offered originally, Cape Fear Community College now offers a broad range of vocational, technical, general education, and continuing education courses. We have approximately 174 full and part-time employees and a budget in excess of $9 million annually. In some way or another, through vocational, technical, general education, or continuing education courses, we touch the lives of more than 20,000 of our citizens each year. Now, at this point, you may say to yourself or to each other, I believe he's bragging. You bet I am. I'm proud to be a trustee of Cape Fear Community College. I'm proud of our trustees. I'm proud of our faculty. I'm proud of our staff. And I'm proud of our student body. And I'm proud of the quality of our graduates. I am confident that a renewed commitment to quality and excellence will emerge under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Conrath. As you know, we are here today to formally introduce and to honor and to install Dr. Richard C. Conrath as the third president of Cape Fear Community College. To formally begin these proceedings, would you please rise for the invocation? And we are honored to have Rabbi Albert Gordon from the Temple of Israel to deliver the invocation. Rabbi Gordon.
Source of all being, as we begin this ceremony, we rejoice and are thankful for the inspiration and the motivation that it will engender. We are grateful for the talents of mind and heart which Richard Conrath brings to this position as leader of this important college. Bless him with strength of mind and determination of spirit so that he will fulfill his and our expectations. May your blessing rest upon him and upon all of us, in accord with the ancient and original Ase Gatinu Konanei. May your sweet blessing, O Lord our God, rest upon him and upon us. Help him to establish the work of his hands and the efforts of his mind. Help us, O God, to establish all of our dreams and our aspirations. Amen.
At this time, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce a distinguished member of the United States Congress from the House of Representatives representing the 3rd Congressional District, the Honorable Martin Nicholson.
Thank you, Mr. Riggs, President Scott, Dr. Conrath, and distinguished guests. It is a distinct honor and pleasure for me to be invited to bring greetings to you, not only from the delegation which represents you in Washington, but as a congressman from Pender County, also bringing greetings from Pender County and my constituents there. We have just recently completed Operation Desert Storm, and from that operation, I believe we can draw a number of important lessons. One lesson is that if you attract the very best people that you have and give them the best training that you can, and through research, development, and testing can develop the equipment that they need to do the job, and then give them that equipment and the discretion and the authority to use that equipment in the way in which they've been trained, that you can in fact accomplish your goal. We illustrated in Operation Desert Storm that with these factors we can be and are truly the #1 military power in the world. But I think there's an important lesson for us there with our economy. We have slipped. America is no longer the leading economic power in the world. And the reason is because we have not given that same emphasis in our economy that we have with our military power. It's time that we dedicated ourselves to attracting our best young people into fields that will give us economic leadership again, and then to educate them and give them the tools that they need to do the job, and then to dedicate the resources necessary in research, development, so that we can produce products and processes that will in fact allow us to reclaim our rightful place as the #1 country in the world economically. I believe that the community college system has an important role to play as we rededicate ourselves to reclaiming our rightful place as the economic leader of the world. I'm very pleased as the husband of a community college instructor and a longtime supporter both of the legislature and in Congress to be a part of a ceremony that does elevate to the presidency a person of such proven leadership and vision as Dr. Conrath. And I want to pledge to you, Dr. Conrath, to you, the faculty and trustees, that you have a friend in Congress who will work with you at the federal level and work with President Scott, who often visits me there or communicates with me in other ways, to make certain that at the federal level you receive the support that you deserve. And oftentimes he likes to tell me to get out of the way. And so we hope that we can do both. Be appropriately supportive when that is appropriate, and appropriately get out of the way when we're about to stick our nose into something we have no business in doing. I wish you well and join with my colleagues from Washington in telling you, Dr. Conrath, that you have our best wishes and Godspeed in your new endeavor.
I am pleased to introduce Mrs. Judith Schaffner, Director of the Governor's Eastern Office, who will bring us greetings from the people of
attract new leadership to help guide and navigate our educational endeavors into the next century. With Dr. Tom McNeil at the helm of the New Hanover County Schools, Dr. Dr. Conrath piloting the Cape Fear Community College. I predict the dawning of an educational renaissance for our Cape Fear area. I'm excited and proud to be taking part in this special day for Dr. Conrath and Cape Fear Community College. And I look forward to observing his progress and achievements in the years to come. And so on behalf of the State Board of the Community College and more than 700 trustees across our state, we welcome Dr. Richard Conrath to the North Carolina Community College system. And we charge him with the responsibility of preserving and maintaining this beacon of educational enlightenment, to providing his finest educational foresight and leadership, and to guarding and expanding the educational experiences available throughout the Cape Fear Community College. Thank you.
I'd like to part briefly from the published program. And at this time, I would like to introduce the entire Board of Trustees who are in attendance today at Cape Fear Community College, and I'd ask them all to rise, please. At this time, I am personally pleased to introduce our very capable Vice Chairperson of the Cape Fear Community College Board of Trustees, Mrs. B. Constance Odell. Mrs. Odell.
President Scott, Congressman Lancaster, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Cape Fear Community College, it is with real pleasure that I greet you on this august occasion. We are fast approaching the end of a year which has been marked by change and significant accomplishment. The trustees have engaged in cooperative involvement of college, university, and community brainpower to construct a strategic plan, a vehicle which will carry us capably into the 21st century. Dr. Conrath, you have provided fearless leadership, which in 8 short months has made a difference in the life of our college and our communities. The name Richard Conrath brings instant recognition. To those of you assembled here, I pledge to you today, for the board, continued efforts to adhere to the mission of our great institution. Thank you for the testimony of your presence.
A very important aspect of any educational institution certainly is its staff and faculty. And at this time, I would like to ask all members of the faculty and the staff at Cape Fear Community College who are in attendance to please rise. Certainly we all recognize that these are the people that make things happen here at Cape Fear Community College. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce Miss Joyce Thornton, President of the Faculty Association. Ms. Thornton.
Thank you, Congressman Congressman Dr. Conrath, platform guests, trustees, distinguished and ceremonial guests, alumni, students, and know that contrary to instructions, graduations can become rather celebratory. During that particular ceremony, the cheering had abated somewhat, and a woman, having mounted the stage and received her degree, walked toward the steps to return to her seat. In the near silence, a youthful voice suddenly, surprisingly, loudly called out, "Way to go, Mom." I thought, yes, that's what this is all about. That's what we're all about. We are here so that a child can yell, "Way to go, Mom." We're here so that a mother can applaud. Way to go, child. And I say today, way to go, Wilmington, New Hanover, and Pender. Way to go, Cape Fear. And with respect and anticipation, I say, way to go, Dr. Conrath. You have come at a challenging and exciting time, for we are facing the future and its possibilities. A final benediction. May the benison of God rest upon our President and upon our present and upon our future.
We are pleased to have with us today Mr. David Brown, President of the Student Government Association. Mr. Brown represents the part of Cape Fear Community College, the students, which is the reason for which we exist. Mr. Brown.
Governor Scott, Congressman Lancaster, and to all of our distinguished guests here today, welcome to Cape Fear Community College. It is an honor and privilege to speak to such a prestigious group of people here today. On behalf of the students at Cape Fear Community College, I would like to sincerely welcome Dr. Conrath and his family to Cape Fear Community College in the city of Wilmington. I'm the first SGA president to have the privilege of working with Dr. Conrath, and after this first year, I'm convinced that we could not have chosen a finer president. Through my associations with Dr. Conrath, I've witnessed his genuine concern for the well-being of the students, and we are all very fortunate to have him on our side. On several occasions, Dr. Conrath has been seen in the cafeteria speaking with students on an informal basis. During these cafeteria sessions, any student can come up and sit down and speak with Dr. Conrath about any subject the student feels is important. This gesture, along with his genuine concern for the extracurricular activities, proves to me that he's working very hard to make CFCC a place where students can come and not only receive good quality education, but also form friendships that will last a lifetime. Having a new president who is constantly striving to achieve great things for our school is not the only benefit that Cape Fear has received from the Conrath family. His wife Karen has been instrumental in the success of several public service organizations here at the school. From those of us who have benefited from her services, we thank you also, Mrs. Conrath. In closing, I would like to say how much we appreciate your continued support, Dr. Conrath.
One of our strongest and most loyal supporters from the time of its founding until this very day has been the New Hanover County Board of Commissioners. We are happy to have with us today the Chairman of the New Hanover County Commissioners, Mr. Fred Retchie. Chairman Retchie.
Governor Scott, Congressman Lancaster, President Conrath, faculty, students, friends, it's a pleasure for me to be here today representing the Hanover County Board of Commissioners, and I appreciate having been invited to participate in this very special event. Being a native of New Hanover School in 1964 and now a community college since 1988. This success has been accomplished with the support of the community and a determined effort by the past presidents, the Board of Trustees, and staff to excel to the best that you can be. I recently received a letter from a former member of the Cape Fear Community College Board of Trustees, in which he made a statement that I think bears repeating at this event. I hardly agree with the statement. Its Board of Trustees and Chairman, and to President Richard Conrath, and all of his staff, without exception, represent the best, all the best, of those qualities necessary to provide the excellence in education that is so vital for the prosperity of our community, state, and nation. New Hanover County and southeastern North Carolina have been greatly enriched by Cape Fear Community College and are most fortunate to have attracted Richard Conrath as its new president. His diversified abilities and leadership will add new dimensions to the college, and we look forward to continued growth and expansion of programs offered by the college under the leadership of President Conrath.
Another very important part of our history, part of our present, and of our future is the city of Wilmington. We're pleased to have with us today the Mayor of Wilmington, the Honorable Don Betts. Mayor Betts.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the City of Wilmington, I am honored to participate in the installation of Richard C. Conrath as President of Cape Fear Community College, to welcome each and every one of you to our historic city, and especially to this enchanting location along the Cape Fear River. I'd certainly like to acknowledge Dr. Conrath's active involvement in our community since last September. Just last week, he spoke to New Hanover County's North Carolina scholars, chosen from the 3 senior classes within our high school education system. He spoke about becoming a scholar, for it is quite clear that he himself is a scholar, and with his keen sense of humor, he's trying to pass me off as a scholar this morning. We'd also like to welcome his wife Karen and their children and other family members as well. We are extremely fortunate to have a person of Dr. Conrad's caliber join our community. The Board of Trustees has made an excellent selection. But I'm sure one of the elements that have attracted Dr. Conrath to the Cape Fear Community College was its campus location here along the banks of the Cape Fear River. Those of you who might have had a moment this morning have an opportunity to glance at an editorial page of the Wilmington Morning Star would find this statement: surely one of the last appropriate uses for it, meaning riverfront property, is more classrooms. Classrooms must be listed somewhere after parking decks, abandoned buildings, decaying shipyards and docks. I offer that this campus is and will continue to be an exciting location for education. To the river, the students can visibly see that it continues to be the economic lifeline even with the arrival of Interstate 40. Students can see a tourist attraction such as the USS Battleship North Carolina that provides jobs and attracts thousands of visitors to our community. Students can also find part-time employment at hotels, shops, restaurants, and other businesses within walking distance of their classroom. And what about the river itself and the hands-on educational opportunities it provides for students? Just being public property, meaning access to the river remains in public hands, is very significant. With the expansion that Cape Fear Community College is considering, it truly is well positioned for achieving its mission with the leadership of Dr. Conrath, the Board of Trustees, the faculty, the staff, and the student body. Obviously, Obviously, there are many challenges that face us all,
including the community college itself, turning away prospective students at a time when people are losing their jobs and need additional training, an opportunity to learn new skills to support their families. This community college, along with our university, elected officials, business leadership, and other government officials are poised to assist this region in addressing its economic growth. Similarly, it needs to be adequately financed by our General Assembly. For this coalition can provide the nucleus for bringing this region together, to reverse the division that exists, and to reverse the focus on individual county gain versus regional gain. This institution is a great asset to our community, our region, and our state, and by adding another seat, Conrath, Cape Fear Community College is a college to be proud of. Thank you very much.
At this time, I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Neil Woodcock, representing and chairman of the Pender County Board of Commissioners. Chairman Woodcock.
Also the trustee of the school and faculty. I bring you greetings from Pender County Commissioners and its citizens. It is an honor for me to be here today and have a part in this service. For several years, Pender has had a small branch of Cape Fear College in Berlin. On June 8, 1990, we decided to dedicate our new building. We are very proud to have this school in Pender County. Let me assure you, Dr. Conrath, that you'll have the cooperation of the Pender County Commissioners to extend and we extend our best wishes and good luck to forward rewarding experiences in southeastern North Carolina, and especially in Pender County. Thank you.
The driving force behind the Wilmington Industrial Education Center, which today is Cape Fear Community College, was the New Hanover County Board of Education. We here at Cape Fear Community College continue to have a very close working relationship with this body. Bringing us greetings from the New Hanover County Board of Education is Dr. W. Thomas McNeil, Superintendent.
Thank you, Chairman Williams, President Conrath, Governor Scott, and Congressman Lancaster, platform guests, special guests in the audience, all of you are very special guests and friends and neighbors. And I'm pleased this morning to stand before you and to bring greetings and warm welcome to each of you, but especially to Dr. Conrath and his fine family from the New Hanover County Schools and its Board of Education. Our 19,000 students, 30 schools, and 2,500 employees bring you greetings. Richard, we are glad to have you. You'll find, if you haven't gotten to know Dr. Conrath, that he is a warm and caring and competent person, one that I've gone to learn to know as a colleague and as a friend, and one who's carried on, President Satterfield, the proud tradition that you started with respect to close cooperation and partnership with the New Hanover County Schools. When it comes to public education, whether it's on the public school level, the community college, or the university level, it's important that all of us work together. And from Chancellor Lucy to President Conrath to Superintendent Neal, we have worked hard to bring that to reality. Because as we look towards success in the future, particularly as we enter the 21st century, our students are only as competent as we expect them to be throughout those various levels of education. And no longer can our students be satisfied just to have a diploma from the public schools. They must seek out, in terms of our vocational training, the educational
training, the technical training that's offered at Cape Fear or at the university level. We welcome you, we thank you for this opportunity, and on behalf of all of our folks, we want to extend that partnership agreement beyond this realm, beyond this setting, but we thank you for the good things that you've done and look forward to the many good things to follow.
Thank you, Chairman Williams. President Scott, Congressman Lancaster, President Conrath, members of the Board of Trustees, and fellow presidents, faculty and staff, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure, a sincere pleasure, for me to participate today because I am passing on the leadership to a very capable person. But also, Dr. Conrath, I am passing on to you an outstanding tradition of education. And I'm passing on to you, and I know this firsthand, the support from the community that really means what they're telling you today. You've heard a lot about support today, and you can depend on it. You have joined one of the finest community colleges in the nation. Not only that, you have joined one of the finest community college systems in the nation under the leadership of President Scott. And I can also tell you firsthand, you can depend on his support and leadership. Beginning in 1959 as an industrial education center, Cape Fear Community College had always had the tradition of working close together with the public school system, also with business and industry and the general public that it serves. Business and industry has always looked to the college to help train a workforce that is well prepared. Dr. Conrath, the college has done well doing that. And I challenge you to keep the good work up in that particular area, and I know that you will. You can also depend on the leadership of your board. With the outstanding leadership of that board, with the excellent faculty and staff that you have, I know that you're going to be successful. And I want to say to you today that I pledge to you my support, and I wish you success in your new job. Thank you.
Except Dr. Conrath. And we knew immediately one of our first tasks would be to teach him to talk Southern if he was the final selection. And I do want to commend him for a job well done. With the exception of one word, he continues to say Ohio, and I know and you know that that word is Ohio. Dr. Conrath was born in Cambridge, Ohio, to Carl and Marguerite Conrath in 1937. He grew up in that town and learned the trade of coopering from his father. Coopering, the ancient craft of barrel making. Coopering served as the background for Dr. Conrath's interest in work in vocational education. Dr. Conrath received graduate degrees from both Catholic University of America and Kent State University. He earned a doctorate of philosophy degree with a concentration in higher education from Kent State University. His teaching experience includes teaching in public schools, a professorship at a community college, and lecturing at a university. He has served as department chair, vice president, and president at a technical college in Maine before coming to Cape Fear. Dr. Conrath is married to the former Karen Nelson. They have 5 children, one of whom lives with them here in Wilmington. Dr. Conrath, I'd ask you to please step forward at this time. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce the Honorable Robert W. Scott, former governor of the great state of North Carolina and currently president of the North Carolina Community College System. Governor Scott will administer the oath of office and present the challenge to Dr. Conrath. Governor Scott.
It's my privilege to administer the oath to you, Richard Conrath, if you will hold the Bible in your left hand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Richard C. Conrath,
I, Richard C. Conrath,
do solemnly swear
that
that I will well and truly
I will well and truly
execute and discharge
all of the duties
of the office of President
of
Cape Fear Community College
Cape Fear Community College
according to the best of my skill, ability and understanding, consistent with the Constitution and the laws of the state of North Carolina. So help me God.
So help me God.
By authority of the Board of Trustees of Cape Fear Community College and under the powers of Chapter 115D of the General Statutes of the state of North Carolina, I hereby declare you, Richard C. Conrath, to be President of Cape Fear Community College with all the rights, powers, and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And abundant in opportunity. As you assume your duties as president of this institution, I charge you with the future of Cape Fear Community College and with the educational future of all of those students who may enter its doors. I charge you to provide them access to quality education and to help them to unlock all of that potential that lies within them. I further charge you to adhere to the philosophy of the community college system, which was first articulated in 1964 by Dr. Dallas Herring in nearby Rose Hill, a founding father and a distinguished North Carolinian, when he said, "The doors of the institutions in North Carolina's system of community colleges must never be closed to anyone of suitable age who can learn what they teach. We must take the people where they are and carry them as far as they can go within the assigned function of the system." And as you go about fulfilling this charge, Dr. Conrath, I challenge you to maintain credibility rather than to seek credit, to exhibit honesty rather than honors, to espouse truth rather than rhetoric, to stand firm in your convictions rather than compromise your principles. I further charge you to maintain a rich environment for teaching and learning, and especially on this campus, to the end that all of the students, and thus our society, will benefit from your leadership. And I also challenge you to foster an environment of unity and cooperation and mutual respect for all on this campus, be they students, be they faculty, or be they staff, to create a sense of purpose, of vision, of excitement and innovation, to the end that Cape Fear Community College and the community it serves will know that indeed you are the right person in the right time in the office of president. Finally, I challenge you, the community served by this college, to give your full support to Dr. Conrath. Demonstrate that support in tangible ways through the foundation, by serving on advisory committees when asked, and by attending the college-sponsored activities and other opportunities that will be yours. It is important that you understand the mission of the college and the goals that it has established and the opportunities for education and training that are offered here. I challenge you to understand and appreciate the word community in the name Cape Fear Community College. This college, you see, is your college, and it is here to serve you. Speak of it with pride and be glad of its presence here.
respect its past, be excited about its future. And I challenge both you, Dr. Conrath, and the community to use every opportunity to strengthen the linkages between the college and the community, empower each other, and work together to improve the society in which we live and work, and enhance the lives of all you touch. President Conrath, members of the Cape Fear Community College family, and the community, go forth this day with the strength found in the sure knowledge that your vision is noble and that your mission is pure. Lead us, Dr. Conrath, with confidence into the new century.
Cape Fear Community College key symbolizes what Cape Fear Community College stands for, and that is the highest quality instruction available in vocational, technical, general education, and continuing education courses. The first cut of the key represents vocational education, the root from which the school grew. The second cut of the key represents the technical education area, which offers associate degrees in a variety of subjects, such as marine technology, business administration, electronic engineering, mechanical drafting, and design technology. The third cut of the key represents the area of general education. Here a student can pursue an associate degree, take college transfer courses, or simply gain academic enrichment. The fourth and final cut of the key represents the area of continuing education. A wide and varied range of courses are offered, and during any given year, over 1,000 courses may be offered in New Hanover and Pender County. And at this time, I would like to present the key of Cape Fear Community College to Dr. Conrath. Dr. Conrath, while this key is symbolic, your responsibilities are very real indeed. Under your guidance, nurturing, and leadership, we hope many doors of opportunity will be open, offering unlimited opportunities for successful careers for our graduates. May God richly bless you and guide you in this endeavor.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. I accept this key as a symbol of my installation and my resolve to serve Cape Fear Community College and the people of New Hanover and Pender counties with energy, enthusiasm, and dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I should throw away my speech. First, let me recognize some folks and also give some thanks to those who have made this occasion possible. First, thank you, Mr. Williams, an energetic, dedicated, and how many words can describe him, devoted chairman of our board and a great supporter. Thank you, President Scott, for your challenge. Those words are meaningful, and I wish I could have a copy of that last page. Those are critical for me. Thank you also, Congressman Lancaster, for being here and for bringing your greetings and support. And Ms. Schaffner, who is also spouse of State Board member Mr. Schaffner. Freeze. Thank you for your greetings. The members of the State Board,
Mr. Angel, and Mr. Schaffner. Representatives of the county and city, Mayor Betts, for your marvelous words. And Commissioner Gretchen, New Hanover County, and Commissioner Woodcock from Pender County. I also want to thank the members of my own Board of Education here at Cape Fear Community College, Ms. Odell, for her marvelous words. Thank you, Connie. And I'd like to also thank the members of my board who are hardworking, dedicated, and underpaid. I'd like to also recognize the spouses and friends of our board members, Ms. Marilyn Williams, the spouse of Board Chair Mr. Franklin Williams, and next to Ms. Williams, daughter of one of our board members, Mary Elizabeth Hood, Ms. Hood. I also want to say a special thanks to the faculty who've been so supportive and patient of a new president, for being here today and showing your support, and for the staff who support the work of the faculty and the institution, and my senior administrative staff, whom I work probably awfully hard, and the students who are here on display today and who are the reason that we are all here. I want to give you my special thanks and recognition. I'd like at this time also to ask Ada Davis, who's our Public Information Officer, to please rise and be recognized. Ada, where in the heck are you? Thank you. She coordinated this entire event. And with Pearl Rao, who vice-chaired this committee and worked many long hours, and the members of the Inauguration Installation Committee, also please rise and be recognized for your efforts. Thank you so much. And please also welcome my friends from the media. Thank you for being here. The delegates from the other colleges and universities across the state of North Carolina and outside of North Carolina, thank you for coming, my friends and colleagues, especially my friend from the university, the provost, Dr. Cahill, who is here somewhere. I noticed the chairman of the board of trustees from the university, Mr. Joyner, is with us today. Thank you for representing the university. And you, my friends from the community, I look out there and see many friends. I wish I could recognize you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to also at this time recognize my some friends that are sitting up here in the front, the Jacksons and the Eastwoods, Eastmans, sorry. This is a tough job. And other friends who are in the audience as I look out there. Thank you for being here. And my brother, Jack, who did not wear his academic regalia after all. Would you please rise so people can see who you are? We talk alike and some people say we look alike. I know my son Ryan doesn't want to stand up, but I wish he would. He's sitting up here in front. And last but not least, I'd like to recognize a woman without whose support I would not be here, and who's not only active in my life, but also in the life of the institution, Karen Conrath. Would you please stand? There are so many things I'd like to say, but I know that the one thing you'd like to hear me say is that we're done. I know that. But I have a few words that I would like to deliver to you today. And it paints a vision that I would like us to share for Cape Fear Community College and for New Hanover and Pender counties. And let me refer to our key for a moment, which is now resting on the table over there. The key to any vision is comprised of the past and the present. This key, which is resting on the table over here, so artfully created by our own Ben Bowie, Ben, would you please rise? A veteran faculty member in the Machinist program, with help from faculty and staff in the Machinist program, represents the heart of our institution and holds the combination in its very teeth to the future of Cape Fear Community College. We are surrounded by history. I think it's momentous that we're gathered here at the Coastline Inn. Cape Fear Community College is bounded on the one side by the famous Cotton Exchange. From this location, cotton was shipped to ports all over Europe. And on the other side, where we are now, by the Great Atlantic Coastline Railroad Company, originally founded in 1835 with the help of Governor Edward B. Dudley. As the Wilmington and Weldon Railroad, the tracks stretched for 161 miles through, as one author put it, white sand and pine forest. At that time, it was the largest railroad in existence in the entire world. This riverfront, this port of Wilmington, this very spot was the scene in the mid-1900s and the 20th century of scenes that one can only imagine. Steamboats heading overseas to distant ports, engines carrying products of all kinds to Richmond, to Greensboro, to Charlotte, to Charleston. For a full century, the railroad here was king. Cape Fear Community College grew up in this climate. There is no particular magic in prediction. Futurists do a good job of anticipating what is to come by looking at what is now and what has been. By studying the past, we all of us, become seers. We can read the future. Let's look then briefly at our history, and it's in the key. Cape Fear Community College, chartered in 1958, began as an industrial education center under the leadership of George H. West, continued under the able leadership of Mr. McLeod, and finally under the very capable leadership of Dr. Satterfield. It was founded with the charge to prepare North Carolinians for the workforce. Vocational training, one cut of the key, was the heart of the early training of the center. In 1963, the North Carolina General Assembly enacted into law General Statute 115A for the establishment of a community college system. W. Dallas Herring, whose name we've already heard this morning, chairman of the State Board of Education, had this to say about the early community college system. The only valid philosophy, he said, for North Carolina is the philosophy of a total education, a belief in the incomparable worth of all human beings, whose claim upon the state are equal before the law and equal before the bar of public opinion, whose talents, however great or however limited or however different from the traditional, the state needs and must develop to the fullest possible degree. That is why the door of North Carolina's community colleges must never be closed to anyone of suitable age who can learn what they must teach. We must take the people where they are and carry them as far as they can go. From that point on, a broader vision emerged for our new system. North Carolina became a leader, as it still is, of a nationwide movement of community, junior, and technical colleges and institutions that swept the nation with the same fire that characterized the religious revival during the Great Awakening. There was a realization in America that higher education was within everyone's grasp. As community colleges, ladies and gentlemen, were being built at the rate of one every week. Cape Fear grew up in that climate. Its faculty and leadership developed technical programs, the second cut of our key, in addition to the original vocational programs to meet local needs. During these years, the other two teeth of the key were developing. Continuing education provided programs for thousands of students each year, and general education courses were added to the curriculum to supplement the vocational and technical programs, as well as to accommodate students wishing to transfer to four-year colleges or universities. Today, Cape Fear is striving to be all that was envisioned by the founder of that system, Dallas Herring. Today, the open-door commitment of community colleges is being challenged because of shrinking budgets and staff and increasing demands, because of underprepared students and overextended faculty and staff. Some leaders in the community college movement are wondering if we can or should try to be all things to all people. Baker and Roosh, in their landmark book, Access and Excellence, deal with the issue of whether community colleges can provide equal access to everyone and yet maintain quality programs. I agree with the authors when they respond to that question in the affirmative. However, the very diversity and openness of the community colleges make us an easy prey for questions about quality. When Clark Kerr, Chancellor Emeritus of the University of California, was asked at a national meeting at Harvard University, what is the greatest challenge that colleges and universities faced in the 90s, his answer was quality. The good ones will survive, he said. The mediocre will not. There are two challenges, therefore, to the open door community college. First, shrinking budgets. And secondly, maintaining excellent programs while serving everyone who comes to our doors. You can help us with both issues. As we struggle to open our doors wide to the community, you can help us obtain the funding necessary to accommodate those coming through. For the time being, we are having to turn away thousands of students each year because of space and budget restrictions. In terms of the second challenge, can we serve everyone while maintaining quality programs? I am convinced that we must respond with a resounding yes. These have been the frontier days of the community colleges generally, and Cape Fear Community College in particular. In its early days, the Coastline Railroad, where you are seated now, was still running. Since then, the riverfront landscape has changed. The coastline is long gone. Its engines silent. Its rails now only memories in the minds of Wilmingtonians. But the symbolism of the coastline is still here. As the community college continues to open its doors and extend its service, the energy and vitality that you may have seen here 40 years ago is present again today. Tens of thousands of students move in and out of here annually, populating this area almost as heavily as it would ever have been in the heyday of the coastline. Imagine, if you can, the hustle, the roar, the vibration of the trains as they pull into the station. Train masters bellowing out directions, smoke spewing from the boilers, and steam from the engines. The same energy and vitality is present down here again today. Cape Fear begins its own journey on those very tracks as we move toward the 21st century. It will be a challenging and demanding ride as the rapid fire changes in this most technical of all ages in the history of mankind descends upon us. But we are planning for the future, even as the train is pulling out of the station. Our strategic plan is almost complete. We have been immersed in its development, and some of you as well, these past months, and we are developing a vision and direction for the next century. This plan will focus on new programs in new space, but before it can be successful, it must be accompanied by an overview that encompasses the entire vision. That vision must include a community college, number one, dedicated to student success. We have put in place a task force to monitor the journey of the student through our institution. We will follow the journey of the student as he or she makes his first contact with our college through admission, placement, graduation, and final entry into the job market, or for those that transfer to the university to their graduation there. We will look for signs of difficulty, warning signs, points at which we can intervene. The old open door philosophy stated that students had a right to fail. We will insist today that students have a right to succeed, and we will help them in every way. Number two, a college committed to teaching excellence. A teaching learning center where teachers can find support to improve classroom teaching and opportunities for professional development. We will look for ways to reward teaching excellence, to let teachers know that we fully support them as they engage in what is the most exciting activity at Cape Fear Community College. Number three, a college fully committed to service and access. We will, my wife told me not to use this expression, I'm going to do it anyway, like a Starship Enterprise, travel where no human being has traveled before. Not quite that dramatic. The community college must remain the best hope for America for a universal higher education for everyone. We will attempt to provide curriculum programs in the evening to complement the daytime programs, and we will continue to extend our already successful weekend college. We will more fully develop our off-campus credit classes and offer more credit courses at the Pender County campus. Fourthly, a college fully committed to community service. For our college to be fully successful, it must be from the community, centered fully in the community, and for the community. The concept of community service must be extended to the curriculum as well. Students should have the opportunity to take community service as an elective. Part of learning should include the notion of giving to other people, thus learning from others. Finally, I would see Cape Fear Community College at Cape Fear Community College the perfect wedding between higher education and the workplace. I would hope that in time, each program would provide the opportunity for work experience. One of the greatest criticisms of higher education today, according to President Emeritus of the AACJC, Dale Parnell, in his latest book, Dateline 2000, is that higher education is not in touch with the world of work. Because of our strong tradition at CFCC of vocational and technical training, we have a great opportunity to create even broader harmony. However, some of those experiences should be overseas or with our continental neighbors. Educators can no longer challenge business and industry to be competitive in a global marketplace if we are not competitive ourselves. We will be able to do these things because we have a first-class community college system under the strong leadership of President Scott and the State Board of Community Colleges. Because our governor and our legislators believe in us. Because, and we are indeed fortunate, we have a vital and hardworking Board of Trustees, an energetic and forward-thinking board chair, a faculty and staff whom I am most proud to be associated with, and to whom I am indebted for their efforts not only in making this event successful, but in bringing this year almost to a successful close. family, my friends, gathered here in support of this college. I am indebted to this Cape Fear Community College. We have already purchased our tickets to the 21st century. The journey, I guarantee you, will be shorter than we think. It always is, and there is a lot of work to do. I have no doubt that the engines that have driven the college to this point will drive it onwards still. We have the energy to be successful. We need the resources. One thing I know, we ride this train together as we have ridden it thus far. As each one of us is successful, so will be the entire train. It took a number of people working together to recover from the loss of the coastline decades ago. It will take all of us working together to successfully complete this most challenging journey today. When we celebrate our 40th anniversary in 1998, we will be 2 years from a moment that few people have ever experienced. The turn not only of a century, but of a millennium. We will be preparing for a party unlike any perhaps ever celebrated before. And this landscape here, this Wilmington, this Cape Fear Community College will be changed again. Imagine what our future will be. Perhaps our vision will lead us into a vast technological landscape. Robotic technology training centers for our technically oriented students, computer centers with voice-activated word processing machines for our business students, modern large-screen interactive television classroom centers for on- and off-campus training that sends the words and images of teachers hundreds of miles to thousands of homes on waves of light. And lastly, and most importantly, students who can think critically, communicate effectively, and identify solutions to community problems. It will be a remarkable sight. I'll see you then. Thank you.
You would remain standing, please. We're honored to have with us today the Reverend Dr. Paul Hamilton Fuller IV to deliver.
There's the music.